We're live and
Fuck you,
there's a
Rob.
court. Hold on. The people here, the people who are here this morning, this is court ordered, by the way. It's out of my control.
Harry's back. You know, it is. There
You
are severe floods. Luckily where I am right now, it's heavily rained. It's pretty high, but up north, west where you are, Harry, there's like floods. 99 or 92. What's the one that goes east?
I-90.
I-90. There was trees down, accidents, and a lot of flooding going on. Major.
What the funny thing I see is these
look at
Wayne.
this. Go ahead, Rob. Go ahead.
No. I mean,
nothing's funny about it. Rob.
Is that your footage or just footage you're pulling from the internet?
The local news.
The things that are not reacting well to that is the Waymo cars. They don't know what to do when they come to a flooded area.
Right. We don't have those yet in Seattle. River flooding, evacuations in Western Washington.
Is it true that I heard yesterday a woman gave birth in a Waymo?
Yeah. Yes.
Did it help? Did it stop and assist?
You know, okay, I'm going to defend Waymos slightly. Not the job loss. I think the job loss is unfortunate, obviously.
What?
But what happens is, especially in not just San Francisco, in San Francisco, they show these footage of, there was one that ran over a cat, okay? Can you imagine if they showed every driver who ran over a cat or dog or critter? I mean,
I'll tell you, when I go visit my mom who lives in, my mom lives in southern Pennsylvania, kind of these areas that were farm areas, but then they're building communities within them.
Right.
You hit barn cats all the time. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That just
well, my point is, and then they show, okay, there was a backup on a dead end street. Something happened and they got congested. Well, if you posted every accident in any city every day, you'd have probably 100 times more accidents, because at least the Waymo robotic thing obeys. I mean, when I was in San Francisco, they stop at stop signs. They wait for people to cross. They do.
Well, if you live in like a retired area, but I'm sure just in regular areas, the number one car accident are fender benders or people backing up into each other. It's human error.
They're looking at their fucking phones.
Well, it's human error. I mean, I understand big giant accidents you see on the freeway, which happen every day. Just the amount of people, the law of percentages. But the number one type of accident is someone fender bending.
Yes. So
the Waymos in my mind would kind of eliminate that kind of stuff.
So what would you name your kid if it was born in a Waymo?
Wayne.
Well, Mo, my grandpa was named Mo.
Yeah.
Hey, I am one of us. We're not getting along.
What? Oh.
He says, I'm glad Rob and Harry are getting along.
No, it's court ordered. I told you. I don't want to start off on the wrong.
I did not get any Pink Floyd. Apparently, there's a box set on my way. I have no idea which, if it's just the box, the CD, I don't know. It's supposed to arrive tomorrow or Saturday. I don't know what else I'm getting, but I am getting something from the.
Here's a question for the universe. Tomorrow, that LA pop-up that is going to have the white vinyl of Wish You Were Here, it opens at 8 a.m. What time should I get there? I know Vinyl Piper's going to try and go.
Yeah.
Go right now.
No.
Do you really care? I mean, it's a fucking.
If you got one of those for me, it'd be a really good way to apologize.
Oh, did I show Harry this? You weren't on the show. Okay.
Wait, Harry, if I came to your house,
yeah.
I was sent. This is coming out. This mono version of this is coming out in the new year. This was sent to me. Nice Records is Kenny Jones's label. They do all the. They got the rights or acquired doing the licensing for all the Small Faces and the Humble Pie. And the guy that puts these together sent me this test pressing of this.
Wow!
And it's signed by Kenny Jones.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I love this.
Listen to it.
Yeah, it sounds good. A lot of Americans don't like side 2 because of that jibber jabber story thing. I think it's kind of cool.
Watch it, Angelo.
It's
Just
very
watch
British,
it.
though. Yeah.
So what's the label look like? Just a plain white label?
Yeah, it's literally a test pressing, Harry.
Well, sometimes
be
they'll add-
careful, Mazzy.
yeah, don't piss me off. Oh, it's cool on red too.
Yeah, I don't know how if they're going to press it on red or black or whatever. I don't know, but it's a
I've got
half-speed master,
Kenny
which I don't
Jones
really give a
record
shit
store
about.
day.
Cut It Air Studios in London.
It's being put out through the UK, not the here.
No, but it's going to be distributed here apparently, so which is good. But because
I hear it.
When was-
Andrew's going to distribute it.
When was the last time that was reissued? Had to be quite a while.
It's been
right?
reissued. Well, actually, in 2017 or 18, when they first got the rights back, there was I don't have it, but there was like a 3 LP box expanded of this on vinyl, and this is coming out on CD too, 2 or 3 CDs. But the only other one I have is the 1973 on APCO, which is not great at all. APCO put it out, but APCO put out some shitty records, and that's Alan Klein's label. So here we go. But they're going to apparently going to reproduce the cover beautifully. Yeah. When did that one come out?
The one that doesn't sound very good.
When did that come out?
This is original recording. This came out.
What label is that?
Original Recordings.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like it's not.
Hey, I want to mention this because everyone knows my friend Brad, who's Omnivore Recordings. 2 years ago, they reissued that Steve Cropper solo record, and today and tomorrow, it's 40% off. And I streamed it. I didn't even know he put it out.
Well, I remember that looked like
it's a real
when it came out.
This is it's a kick-ass record. It really is very good.
That went very fast.
A lot of guitar work on it.
That went very fast in the cutout bins after it came out.
Well, you can get it. So it sells for $25 for normally. You can get it 40% off, but there's shipping. They don't do media mail shipping. I'm gonna have to ask them about that. Which I'm sure they use a fulfillment company to ship everything out. But with shipping and the price, it's like under $25. So you can get the CD has a lot of extra shit on it. And they do he does a Beatles song on here. Did you know? Do you remember that?
Is it With a Little Help from My Friend? Which one is it?
Yeah, that's the name of the album. So it's With a Little Help. But it's all
I've
covers
never
like
had that album.
He does Land of a Thousand Dances, but it's such a different version of what, you know what I mean? And it really is very good. I recommend it.
That went straight into the cutouts when it was released. Is that like 70?
I don't know. Hey, so I don't want to bring
pressing.
You have an original?
No. Mazzy's saying the original pressing when it first came out went into the cutouts.
Very early.
One.
It didn't last long. It went into cutouts pretty quickly.
So yesterday, I don't Beatles talk's dangerous around here.
It's our turn, Harry.
So I found this UK Yellow Submarine. And I don't know if many came out, but I originally thought it was an OG. It's not. It's either a 1973 or 1980 pressing. But here's the unusual thing about it. It has this sticker on it.
That's cool.
Right. So if any...
2 red lines or not?
Huh?
Oh, no. I was looking at the back. There's
so supposedly there is a miss...
You hold things around. Let me see the close up again. Let me see. Now go to the left so I can see the edge of the record.
It's not a flip back. It's not a flip back. That's why it's either 73 or 80.
Got it.
And technically it's like this kind of thing on the side. I don't know what that's about. But
well, that's where the lamination stops. I think.
But here's the interesting thing. There is a misprint UK version of this that says there are no credits. But the picture they show is very similar to this. And then here's the determining factor other than flip back.
Well, the
Whoever
Gary
that
Loft
company.
House is on most of them. Yeah.
No, well, the way this is printed is later
Oh, I
pressings
get
of
it.
it.
Okay. Okay.
But this is minty clean. And I think I have an American copy of this. I might swap it out.
To answer the questions, Harry's more in a more flooded area than I am. It's pretty bad around here. In parts of the city, it's bad. I'm at a place. My house is higher up, so it's going around my house, but I'm fine. I don't have a lot of it here.
This is the Puyallup River here, and it's overflowing.
But up northwest, I mean, it came down really fast, and it's continuing at least through tomorrow afternoon. So
it's raining right now here.
Yeah,
it's beautiful here.
I mean, our records might get delayed, arriving in the next couple of days.
Oh, I want to point something out again. I showed
front too, Ricks.
I was texting with Steve Westman yesterday, and he was asking me about this love box, and he was going, he wants to get it. He's going to buy it. He doesn't get everything, but he was asking me about it, and I have to tell you that the pressings are clean. It sounds silent, but to me, the forever changes. I have the Bellman cut that has been around, the stereo. I know he did a mono too, and they've been pressing it all the time. It sounds different. Like it's better. This sounds better than the last Bellman pressing of Forever Changes. Like there's more separation, and just like it's kind of the way I kind of hear like the difference in Kevin Gray pressings or masterings.
Well, hey,
just
now it's starting to sound like Texas Dave.
Well,
and I mean, all respect.
I did a shootout, but I shot. So, but
I'm kidding.
The drums kind of have a punch at the end to them. You know what I mean? In the stereo, I don't know. It's good. I know the price is slowly going up on these, but I grab it before it becomes crazy.
Good. I have it too, and I haven't listened to all of it, but I like it.
Yeah.
Tomorrow morning,
I have everything but the bonus, so I don't really need to buy it. I don't think.
Then you don't.
The bonus is okay. It's not necessary.
Tomorrow morning at I believe 6 a.m. and Steve Westman is not doing an announcement, but the two Rhino hi-fis, one of them we already know is T-Rex Electric Warrior from 1971.
Actually, I don't care, so I'm going to tell you. I know what the other one is. It's
I know what it is too.
It's the soundtrack to Breaking to Electric Boogaloo.
It's not that. Whatever it is.
Should I get up at 6 a.m.? Yes or no?
No. Well,
no, it's not going to sell out. It's not.
No, Harry, you would not like the second one. Secondly, the first one's Electric Warrior, right? And the End Groove said about a year or two ago, there's the current pressing that you can get for like $20 of Electric Warrior is a Kevin Gray. I think it's a Kevin Gray mastered. And he says it sounds insane.
But here's the deal. Okay. Here's the deal. Yes, you can get it still. But what happens is, and I know Patrick has said this a few times on Westman Stream, that record is sold out from the labels, which means it is in stores. You can find it like at stores, the Kevin Gray from 2017. It's got a beautiful cover. In fact, the cover of the 2017 looks very similar to what the Rhino hi-fis look like. It's excellent. But in the wholesale side, they're at a point to repress that album because they're out of it. The label, the warehouse is out of it. You can find it in the world, yes. So when something comes up for press, they make a decision. Do we do an anniversary edition? Do we do a color variant? Do we do a start your ear off? And they decided, since they're up for a repress anyway, to do a Rhino hi-fi. Now, but it is a new cut.
And spoken like a true lackey.
No, but it's Kevin doing it again.
Well, okay.
I agree. It'll be interesting to see if it's exactly the same as the way Kevin cut it 9 years ago. You're
going to agree with me with what I'm about to say. The version I have, I found it at a thrift store in mint condition for $5. It's a U.S. copy, like an original copy. Sounds excellent. So my point is, a great sounding record
is a great sounding record.
It's a great sounding
Yeah.
record.
And not, I agree.
That's a great sounding record.
I like my original 71 slightly better than the 2017 Kevin Gray. I think the Kevin Gray is probably fuller, but I like the 71. But
I'm gonna
wait,
settle.
let me finish. The best one though, I have an original UK Fly. That kicks ass over any of the two American ones I have.
Okay, I'm gonna settle something right now. I'm an ex-video store guy. I worked at a video store for years. I was a movie guy. I have no problem saying I like Breaking 2 Electric Boogaloo. In fact, I like both Breaking movies. And I would invite everyone with those setups that we could do a group watching of Breaking 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Hey, I want to
Okay.
answer Chance. I want to answer Chance. A lot of these records are the people that don't have it. Just remember, Chance, back in before you were born, records stayed in print and people always buy them. They didn't buy the same ones over and over again. New people discovered a title. There's a lot of people look at on all the reissues. People say, I've never heard that Coltrane, or I've never heard that television record. A lot of people didn't buy these records. I mean, Electric Warrior was pretty big here, but it was huge. It was the biggest selling record in the UK of that year, but not in America.
And let's keep dumping on Chance. Okay, Chance. It was not a Jean-Claude Van Damme cameo. And here's the reason it wasn't. He wasn't famous. He was just an extra. He's in the movie in a scene where the crowd shot and he's dancing around. It was before he was famous. He was just an extra, not a cameo. Cameo is when you're famous.
And Rick's Marquee Moon is a classic, but it didn't sell at the day. And it sold in like urban hubs, and people were into certain kinds of music, but it wasn't a massive seller. So, I mean, some would say that's a better choice. But, Rhino, like Kraft, they're reissue labels. And yes, they need to put out a lot of the other stuff. We want them to do all these British records. I wish they could get the tape. I don't know what tape they're using, possibly the copy tape for this Electric Warrior. It'd be great if they had access to the UK, whatever Fly used. That would be great.
But
hold
on, I have another.
Why don't the UK labels do releases like this? I keep asking that, and no one seems to answer, except for like Analog October, the smaller. Why don't the major labels? There's Warner, there's Sony, all these companies in the UK, Rough Trade. Why don't they do out all analog copies where the tapes are in the UK?
I don't know.
Question.
But Craig's around here and he can talk about it. And
he
by the way,
it, so good for
But by the way, Matt here rapping. When they were rapping, there was like 7 movies the Canon Films made, and they're all good except one, Beat Street. That one sucks.
Hey, Craig, I got your record. I haven't had a chance to listen to it yet. A couple things you answer because they don't care. But the thing is, why then in America, even the bigger labels here? I mean, Rhino's been doing it for a while, Kraft too. But now Universal here is jumping on it to a small extent, doing these all analog. Sony is not. They still do the digital stuff through other labels. Why don't the British labels look at what's happening and say, hey, we could do that too? I know they don't care, but then.
Yeah, but that's the same as the American companies. They don't like physical media.
But they're doing it.
Mazzy, you could find the right person to bring up on a stream to talk about it. There's got to be someone who's willing to talk about it on the UK. I'm talking about the UK, not the US. The UK.
But they don't want to. They don't want to talk about it. I don't know. Label.
Well, we don't know. We don't know they don't want to talk about it.
Well, it's really hard talking and being open when you work for the man, when you work for a company.
Well, let me ask you. Let's ask a question.
Yeah.
I know what other than like Sony, really, but Sony still does it. What the U.S. companies do a relatively okay job with reissuing. I don't know about the UK or Europe. I don't know. Dude, are we not getting?
Bring Craig up here. Maybe
Well,
Craig's a good
Craig's
example.
busy.
He's a
Craig-
third party that's licensing somewhat obscure titles for now, right? Craig, wouldn't you say? You're not releasing a Smith's record or a big time. Now, maybe you don't want to, and I get that because you're in a niche and you're doing something that you have a passion for that has a very strong but limited cult following, right? Am I characterizing that correctly?
Kind of like omnivore, right?
He can jump on in a few minutes. Send him a link.
Yes, boss. Are you
Here's a
Carrie?
reissue I just got.
If I send him a link, Harry, are you okay?
I don't care. Light in the Attic did this on a beautiful blue vinyl. Then it comes with a 7-inch flexi disc of an unreleased cut of a song that's on here.
Yeah.
I don't know why I buy these Nancy Sinatra albums, but I do.
They've been doing a good reissue job on those.
This is the blue swirl version. And then this is and Amazon doesn't do this anymore. They used to do record of the month.
When did they do that? Oh yeah. Yeah, but the problem with that, Harry, is it was horrible. They did a horrible job.
And then this is my autograph copy that I got probably 30 years ago. And she signed on her boot, which I thought was really cool. If you're going to have one album, this is the one to have.
Yeah, but there's that one with what's that great cover with her with the bikini?
Oh, yeah. Summer's Sand or something.
Not a great record, but let's have a little I know a little RIP to Donna Godshow, but this is a promo. But she just passed away in the last month, so
she just kind of forced her way into the band. You need to hire.
I'm dumb. I don't know who she is.
Okay, Keith and Donna were members of the Grateful Dead from 1972-ish, Europe 72 tour till 77 or 78. I don't remember exact date. Some Deadheads are going to freak out when Brent Myland, whatever his name is, terror singer. It's so funny. People, when you hear the tapes of her on certain songs, like Playing the Band, she's horrible. But I probably saw the Grateful Dead most with Keith and Donna in the band. And she was great seeing her on stage. The whole band was tight then. I liked Keith's piano playing. He didn't do any lead singing, really. It's not a great record. That's the way it is, isn't? Or did someone draw on that? Is that not part of it?
Who would tattoo a kid's head?
Yeah, that's
I think you would. Get ready for her to leave.
Hey, you got Jerry Garcia on it. Anyway, this is on Grateful Dead, their own label, Round Records. So
is that part of the cover?
You know, I don't know now.
I think
was that drawn on it, or is that part of the cover? Someone tell me. I didn't do that.
Well, let's look at let's see if it's on Discogs.
Yeah, I just realized that. I mean, that's pretty damn good. Isn't that good though?
Yeah, it's on the cover.
Yeah, I thought so. Okay. I doubted myself with all these questions. Yeah. No, Rick's. I thought it was part of the cover. Then all the comments, I did myself. It's been a while.
All right.
Angelo has his kids' names tattooed on their head.
All right. Craig's here to take all responsibility for everything the UK does.
Okay.
Afternoon, morning.
Hello.
So what the fuck is wrong with you wankers in the UK that the big labels can't put out decent fucking records?
Well, it depends on what label.
I have a personal question for you. Were you ever in the Buggles?
No. Mazzy, shut the fuck up.
No. So to answer your question, it depends on the label. So it's a lot easier to get something licensed with Universal from their international catalog. But for Sony, which is one of the ones that we've got coming up next, there are limitations. You can only access what they currently have on hand here in the UK. So I couldn't do Kind of Blue, not that I'd want to. So it's very limited. but that might improve as I do more for Sony.
I have a
Greg,
question
if
then
we
for
wanted
you.
to see a shipping department, we'd have Rob ship his seal up.
I have a question for you, Craig. Is that because my understanding is they heavily are part of Music on Vinyl, like they own it, I thought. And that's their reissue brand, and it's in the UK, right? Am I wrong?
No, you're wrong. So you were questioning
Rob was wrong.
I asked a question.
yeah,
I asked a question.
So you were talking about the Dutch pressing plant that we use for the latest release.
Awesome job, by the way.
Thank you very much. They did do a fantastic job, and the reason why with them is because they promised that I would get test presses on the exact same grade of vinyl as the final product. Anyway, so that's Record Industries. They have a blanket agreement with Sony, so they get access to a lot of the Sony titles. So my next Sony title, which I haven't announced yet, that is something that Music on Vinyl wouldn't touch because it's not a worldwide known title and it's very British. But Music on Vinyl through Record Industries, they can pretty much do anything from Miles Davis, Weather Report. You only need to look at their catalog. And that's another reason why I went with them, is because I've never had a bad Music on Vinyl record. I've never had a bad one.
That's their pressing plan.
That's their pressing plant. And they have been absolutely fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. I can't fault them in any way whatsoever. They've been an absolute.
Do they print their own covers? They seem to, right?
They do, but they don't do mine. I still get mine done locally in the village.
They don't do direct sales, do they?
I don't think they do.
Wait, you Music on Vinyl?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. You can go to their site and order.
Really?
Okay.
And here's another knock against Music on Vinyl, that everything they do is digital, right?
No,
or at least the Sony. Yeah.
So they are geared up for any, they're geared up for tape, they're geared up for digital. They have a live studio there. They can cut direct to disc. You should really check out their website. They are full service.
I can tell you yesterday, excellent record. And I actually found 2 copies, so one will be in my auction, Barry. But this Benny Goldson, this is for John, tribute to John Coltrane. Kick-ass group is Pharoah Sanders, but so this was originally done for Bayside in Japan, but then it was issued for the rest of the world on Timeless. They got a license to issue it, and then Music on Vinyl has been doing this Timeless reissue campaign, so you can get Music on Vinyl version that came out a couple years ago or a year or 2 ago, but this is an original Japanese that it came out first, so that's the connection.
I'm in love with those guys. Music on Vinyl. My account manager there, a lady called Anouk, has just been the support from them. I've not had anything like it elsewhere, which is a weird thing to say when you've only done 3 records, but actually we've done 6. You just haven't seen the other 3 yet. So yeah, highly recommended.
Well, that's not very good distribution if we haven't seen them yet.
I can tell you that the Timeless reissue campaign they're doing are good covers. They're like textured covers and stuff like that. So maybe their generalized reissues are not that great.
I think it varies. Some of them have been pretty good. They did the what did I pick? A Saints cover recently. A Saints reissue they did was good.
I understand they have like a reissue of Kind of Blue, Music on Vinyl. But again,
everybody has one.
They did a good version a few years ago of that Alice Coltrane Santana album. It actually sounds excellent.
They're very good. They're very good. We're using them for the next 3, maybe the next 6. I'm gonna try and take the label up to a catalog of 10 and then see where we're at. trying to get into American shops has been really
Maybe
tough.
by the time you get 10, you'll be into November.
Hold on. Hopefully we can remedy that.
So you can buy my catalog stuff through Forced Exposure, but I'm not hitting the shops that we need to. So Ingroove is high on my list.
Right. He and I don't want to speak what was communicated. I believe he wants to sell it. So
Well, call me, Mike.
well, I mean, he has your contact, and I'll send you his email. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you
Sorry, I
do
hope you don't-
vanity pressings?
Do I do what?
Van-
Sorry.
Do you do vanity pressings?
What are they?
We need to get this young man's reel to reel put onto vinyl.
No.
Oh
That's
no,
not-
you you can do that. You can do a limited run.
I can do my own if I ever decide to. After all this storm, I got to come down and we got to shoot that video at your place on your reel to reel. I know I've been putting it off, but in fact, you got to go to the Ingroove right now, Harry, because I know you're like a collector of Beatles shit all the time. 400 copies of Stop and Smell the Roses with liquid inside.
I ordered it on Amazon, but I haven't got it yet.
Oh, I wouldn't trust Amazon, but he has it at Ingroove, you know.
No, I'm going right now.
400 copies.
I hope you guys don't mind me doing this whilst we're chatting.
No, Rob does that all the time. He just does it with his feet, and we never notice. So
What?
you pack up records while we're talking.
No. How many? How's it going though with this mailing them out? You getting good reaction?
Yeah, very good reaction. I saved this actually the other day. Somebody asked me whether any reviews have turned up on YouTube, and there is one that's my favorite, if I can find it. It's very short.
Hey,
Very
by the
short.
way, I'll send the link in the chat for the album. Okay.
That's it.
Tilt it
Just
up.
for-
Oh, that's raw. We don't. Yeah.
What now?
It's
Rob.
just you talking about the
So
record.
do you think the three people that watched that video ordered it?
We've been busy. I've got
I'm kidding.
so we pressed 1,000. It's not even really out until the 19th of December, but 300 have already left the building, and I'm still getting stuff ready. So it's moving.
It is kind of creepy, Craig, because I got a text from Rob 2 days ago. It said, "Craig says your record is on your porch." Wait a second.
It is. By the way, Mazzy, on the next release, I'm actually thanking your postman as well.
Thank you. Except, when my postman does it, it's great. But when it's the UK stuff, they just stick it anywhere. Usually they put it behind the planter. But I was here. I got it like 2 minutes after it was dropped off. But
nice. Well, enjoy it.
I'm going to listen to it this weekend today.
Yeah. I mean, my number one take. My number one take from after listening to the album is it's way different than the last album you put out. That's more to me proggy and stuff. This is more kind of ECM-ish to me.
Yeah,
like
it's British jazz fusion. But the thing is, there's not many labels out there within the vinyl community, as in people that actively take part, they chat, they join the Discords. There's not many small independent labels that are part of the VC. There are labels that are selling into the VC, but there's not that many sort of artisan labels out there. So it's kind of, this is a record from, as I said earlier on, it's from the VC for the VC.
I have a trivia question for Rob about this album. Do you know what the Elton John connection is with this album, Wax?
I do not. Tell me.
Well, it's produced by Paul Buckmaster. That's the same Paul Buckmaster who orchestrated all the Elton John records that Gus Eddy produced. Great orchestration on those early Elton John records, man.
Oh yeah, the very same. The very same.
The best one being Blue Moves.
You know, my goal in life is to get
That's so
Harry
funny.
to dress up like Elton John from "I'm Still Standing" video. That. Never mind.
That's good.
Thank you.
You know what that's for?
Yes.
Yeah, it's on the back of your video from a few months ago. Excuse me.
Holy cow.
Hold on, I got a lot of people who want to come up. I'm just trying to send out links.
I've tried every 7 years to try Blue Moves. There's a couple good tracks, but I think it's a piece of crap.
The last good album he made is probably what is it? Rock of the Westies.
Rock of the Westies or Carol.
Well, technically, the last best album he made was that Live in Australia. That album's awesome.
That's a live record. I like
I
Made
know,
in
but it's
England.
good.
Later, Made in England is a good record. He's done a few other good ones after that.
We're gonna do a in the ring. It's gonna be pay-per-view, Patrick.
All you understand, it's very easy to say. Just stick a clam in his mouth.
See, this is all building up. This is all part of the building the suspense to when we're gonna do our pay-per-view.
I know how to get. Here's bear spray for Harry. All of us just talk at once.
Fuck you.
So, Craig,
Has he gone? Yeah.
no, he's
Hopefully,
he's acting this out. Hey, Craig,
Yeah.
I'm changing the subject a little bit. As an independent, people probably know who watch Rob and you guys regularly. You own a independent record store. Where in England? What?
Chichester on the south coast, so it's kind of halfway between Brighton and Portsmouth,
Okay,
middle of nowhere.
South Coast. Is it
Yeah.
on the way down? Would I have gone there when I went to West Malling Airfield?
No, I'm just
Okay.
going to show. I'm just going to show
Is there a
you.
Helter Skelter amusement beach area near you?
No, there's a Helter Skelter record shop though, which is a secondhand record shop nearby.
How did Record Store Day work for you? Do you like Record Store Day in your?
We love record. Sorry, my daughter just wants something. What's up?
Okay.
Yeah, your bag's here. No, there you go. It's my daughter. She runs the shop. So we are.
hold
Sort
on. Let
of
me
there.
make it
Make me big.
big. Yeah.
That white spot
So-
or blue spot?
The blue spot.
Okay, I see. Yeah.
It's kind of flipped. So it's the very south. If you go any further south, you're in France.
Got it.
Oh,
So,
the water.
and then, yeah. So it's
Okay.
There we are.
Okay. Got it.
well,
Got it.
it's too far. So yeah, it's just a small medieval city. Cathedral's 1,000 years old. It's but it was a niche that I just wanted to scratch. I kind of, like Rob was saying, I work in film. I did too many films for a couple of years in a row for a big studio that, they only want to hear the word yes. They don't like to hear the word no.
But that,
And
but that's a rule in the entertainment industry. You always say yes. You never say no.
That's
Yeah,
can
'cause
you
you're-
just
you're-
describe Rob.
you're only as good as your last show. But this was a studio that was just churning out just film after film after film. And I was kind of like 6 months in Australia, and then I was over on the West Coast in the States, and
Are you a DP? What are you? No.
visual effects.
Oh, got it.
So I'm part of the on-set visual effects crew. I used to do post-production, but now I'm just part of the shoot. And I just got to a point where we finished one of the Thor movies, and I was like, I need a break.
Yeah. Once Thor started, fucking that Black Swan chick, it was all over.
Well, I did
That was the
I
first
think,
movie.
I'm just kidding.
I think it was the third one that we did, Ragnarok.
That's the Australian director. That's a great movie.
Yeah, it was a great shoot.
A Hollywood
but-
big blockbuster. That was funny. That changed things around a lot because it was so funny. That's We Live in the Shadows. What's his name? Who did
Taika.
Yeah.
Taika.
Taika.
So we shot that in Australia for about 5 months. So I was away from home for 5 months, and then they wanted me to jump straight onto another show, and I was like, no,
Yeah, but
I'm
Craig,
opening up a record shop.
how long do you think Thor was away from his planet?
Yeah, Mazzy,
A lot
stop with
longer
the
than
Thor
5 months.
jokes. No more. No more
He's not
Thor
real.
jokes.
It's not real.
Apparently,
Um,
No,
we're
I've
gonna be
seen
on
him.
this
I've
show.
seen him showing his metal records.
Yes. So anyway, the question
Oh,
before: how
wrong
do you
Thor.
like Record Store Day as a shop owner?
So we love Record Store Day. We do it slightly differently. A lot of shops are now doing it the way we do it. We the very first one we had a book and you come in and write down what you want, and we'd have to. Then we just started doing an online poll, and the results of that online poll, as soon as the titles are announced, the poll goes up. That informs what we order. So that sorts the wheat from the chaff. So we know where the strong orders are and where there's no interest. And we might take a punt on some of those non-interesting titles. And then people start queuing up late afternoon, early evening the night before and smash through the queue. We hand out the list. People tick what they want. We can then collect the lists at like 5:30, 6 o'clock, so a couple of hours before the doors open. And we start just bagging up their orders and parking their sale.
Nice.
So when the doors
Can I
open,
comment on that?
yeah,
I don't like that system. And I know Silver Platters does it.
I like it.
And the reason I don't like it is if I go in and flip, I always buy something I never planned on buying.
oh, you can come back, but
Yeah, but if you come back, most of the stuff is gone.
So the shop,
people really,
you know,
but then the people who
my
really want to
opinion
get
on
it first instead of you just flipping through it. So
yeah, but the other thing is, it's not a big shop. It's probably the size. I don't know how big the rooms are that you're in, but it's a tiny medieval shop that was built in the late 15th century. It's old, and we don't have the capacity to have hordes of people coming in, so we have to
You can
control
let
it.
them in 5 at a time or 10 at a time, and then as they
Yeah.
leave, my local store does that. They let a
So
limited number
at
in.
the end of the day or two, do you have a
Yeah.
lot of leftover inventory?
No, that's the beautiful thing. So when we did the first one, it took 3 years to sell the shit
Wow.
that didn't sell. When we did the second one, we ended up with a box, probably one of these that we use. One of these, we probably had about 2 of those, and that sold very quickly.
Okay, promote your records again, Craig. Okay. Now, do you do mail order usually?
So I took the website for the shop off, and it's now just focused on the label.
Got it.
Because that's where I put a post up on our blog that explained that, you know, the whole purpose of the shop is bricks and mortar. We'd rather see you in person. I was very nervous about making that decision. And it's actually paid off. We've never been busier. We've gone back to pre-lockdown footfall, which surprised me.
This record store day stuff is curious for me because we've heard a lot of good, bad, and ugly of record store day, and I'm curious of your position as an owner because everyone's got a different take on it. Now, when out of the stuff you ordered, what percentage did you actually get? Do you think?
We get good allocation because we spend a lot during the year. So your allocation is based on how loyal you are throughout the year. The labels say that's not the case, but you know it's the case because we always get what we want from Universal. We always get what we want from Warner's and Sony. And it's the smaller labels, the labels that deal with, State 51 like Kate Bush. They're the ones that can be a bit flaky because we don't spend a lot with them during the year.
So let me ask you this: my final question on record store day.
No.
This is your opinion. You can just tell me your opinion. What do you think? There are a handful of record stores we've seen on YouTube that bitch about record store day. They're not getting their allotment. They're getting cut off. They're doing this. It seems to me, from an outsider point of view, and the people I've talked to, it's all based on the store, their owner, how they run things, and if they are proactive in their marketing for their individual store, they can do very well with it. And the ones that really don't do it throughout the year fuck up and get fucked. Is that about, do you think?
It's a personality issue, isn't it, really? I mean, you shouldn't, you only get out of record store day what you put in. And if you look at record store day as being, it's a great opportunity to inflate our margins. We don't inflate our margins. So the stock that comes in gets treated like regular through the year stock. So we stick to that margin because I want to sell it. I want to get my money back and sell it. We don't have time to bitch and moan about Record Store Day because it's so busy, and it's just me and Charlotte, my daughter. We don't have a massive amount of staff, so we coordinate very closely. We talk about it after work and everything. We enjoy it because we find it's a great way for us to engage with customers that have been with us for the last 9 years. We don't see it as a means of inflating margins, taking the piss. I spend most of the Record Store Day before the doors open, actually outside catching up with everyone, whilst our temporary staff and our casual staff guys are inside bagging up the orders because we've done all the legwork. I've seen the people bitching about it and allocation. Allocation happens because either A, you've not spent enough with the label during the year and they're holding that against you, or B, they just don't actually have enough stock to go around. And if it's B, there's nothing you can do about that. Yeah. If it's A, well, then maybe support the labels throughout the year.
Well, here's something to clarify with you. We had talked with the In-Groove, and then with the nonsense with Too Many Records, how he says Record Store Day is involved with the allocation. They say they're not, but it's a different, isn't it a different entity in the UK?
Yeah, so it's run. It's run by an organization called the ERA, which is the Entertainment Retailers Association. And if you sell records or DVDs or Blu-rays in the UK, you have to be a part of it. That then also gives you discount on PRS, and because obviously you're playing music in the store, you have to pay a PRS license. So you get discounts and stuff like that. Allocation doesn't come from the body that, in the UK anyway, the body that manage and organize Record Store Day. Allocation comes from the labels. It comes from your account managers. It comes from the people that handle your account during the year. So, our account manager for Universal is a guy called Luther. We spend a heat ton with him during the year. We very rarely get cut back. And if we get cut back, it's not because of us. It's because there's only 1,000 copies to go worldwide and demand was high.
Do you hand out tea and crumpets to people in line
before
they bag?
So we have a coffee shop just across the road, and every year they open up early, and I have a running tab. So I pick up the tab for all the coffees and the snacks.
Whoa!
Until the doors open at 8. So we stamp your hand. And then you go over there and you show them the stamp and you get your drink and your snack, and then you get back in the queue. You can use their toilets. So we look after people because they look after us during the year.
What's the average tally of people that line up before Record Store Day for you?
It's around about 250, between 250 and 280.
So you give out free coffee, yet all the Brits drink tea. So what the fuck?
No, we do tea as well.
Oh, okay.
We do tea as well.
I'm trying to catch you.
You know what, Matt? You know what, Mazzy? Can you change the name of your channel to The Ugly American?
Yes.
Do you sell used vinyl?
No.
Wow.
And the reason why
how much of that plays into allocations? If if a store sells a lot of used vinyl as well as new, maybe they don't get as much as they want.
Yeah, we only sell new. And that probably comes into play. The reason why I don't sell secondhand is because that shop that I mentioned earlier on, Helter Skelter, I've been a customer of his for the last 25 years, and he's kind of a couple of blocks away, and it just didn't feel right. I'm very central to the town that we're in. We get a lot of footfall. He's on the sort of edges, and it just didn't feel right for me to start doing secondhand. Also, I'm busy. I haven't got time to drive to someone's house because they're swayed that they think they're sitting on a gold mine of a collection, and it's just tat.
See, the problem is you have too much integrity.
No, well,
I've got to do things right.
Yeah, you do.
Hey, I saw an article, and I want to verify if people know this. I don't think we get a lot of people from Australia. But this seems interesting to me that I've never heard this really talked about. Is this article that Melbourne is the record store capital of the world? Did anyone hear this as being the case? 5.9 stores per 100,000 residents
Wow.
Well, it's very expensive to buy records
in
down
Australia.
there. Yeah, I've bought a few.
I should ask Ben Rankins. You should subscribe to Ben Rankins. Good guy. He does mostly Australian artists. And I've been on streams with him. He does a regular thing with Cosmic Brian and Vinyl Richie, a hangout. It's fun stuff. Whoa!
Ben over too.
Oh, sorry. I thought I muted myself.
Turn your mic off too.
Good thing you
I'm
showed that
muting this.
you were blowing your nose.
Craig,
and not others.
I posted a picture like at 6 o'clock on Record Store Day from Easy Street when I went back later in the day, and they literally had about 100 copies of the Bob Dylan release, and some people were upset because my store only got 2 and my store got 4. Easy Street is a high volume store, so they get a lot of copies. By 2 days later or 3 days later, they virtually sold out, so they sold them all. So what's your take on that?
Well, there is one record that I got really wrong, and a sec, hold up, I'm going down to the shop floor. Hold up. Hey guys.
Yeah, go see him, Leland. Go see Devo.
Speaking of Tower Records, while he's looking,
Excuse me, guys.
the label Tower, remember Tower Records?
For the Capitol here.
It was named after the Capitol Tower.
Oh, jeez.
I did not know that. Okay.
Harry, could you abruptly leave right now?
Division of Capitol.
Now go back to bed. Have another hit of fresh air.
Can you abruptly leave right now, Harry?
Fuck you, Rob. I'm out of here.
Not my proudest moment.
What is that? Little Joe. Is he
Joe
from
Pesci?
Bonanza?
Sure can sing.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
This just will not go.
Who is
Record
that?
Store Day. Joe Pesci.
That came out like 3 or 4 years ago, right?
Yeah.
And he still got them.
Joe Pesci? You mean the Saturday Night Live?
No,
the
Goodfellas.
The
That's
actor.
Joe
Goodfellas.
Pesci.
Oh,
That's
good. Joe
Piscopo.
Pesci. Okay. Joe Pesci. I got it.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of
Well,
who would want that record?
no. Well, hold on.
Apparently no one.
Mazzy, this is where I agree with some people that you don't know anything about music or records.
You're right.
Now,
That's a legit
here's the deal.
album.
Anyone who was bombarded by the nonsense that was that Four Seasons Broadway show in the movie all know that they all came up together, Joe Pesci and them, and Joe Pesci was a singer.
You're right. I did not know that, Rob.
The problem with this, though, is as solid as our Record Store Day routine is with the polling, right? 6 people voted for that.
Oh,
6
those
people.
are the
6
jokesters
people.
in your little cottage town on the beach. Those are the jokesters. Let's add the Joe Pesci to the list.
But these were regular customers.
So
these weren't.
So they
You
didn't
know how
buy
you're
them?
going to sell it? Christmas time. It's Christmas now. Make your own hype sticker. You're a visual effects.
Oh, hold on.
Make a hype sticker that says from the hit Christmas music Home Alone, a movie Home Alone.
Okay, Mazzy, you need to go to the Holiday Inn that Harry goes to and try out your material.
The long lost 1968 debut for Joe Pesci. Sometimes there's a reason why things remain
Have you
lost.
listened to it? Have you listened to it?
It's not great.
So how hard is it for you as a record store owner to deal with defective returns? Or do you have to eat it now?
No. So this is my least favorite time of the year. All right, because after Christmas, we get a lot of people coming back going, this record skips. There's something wrong with it. So we put it on the record player downstairs, which is just a 1970s Thorens with a SME arm. And I basically say, well, if it skips here, it's the record. If it doesn't skip here, there's something going on at
We used to
home.
do that too. People get pissed. People get defensive with their gear.
Yeah, and it's always the same candidates. And I say, well, what turntable is it? They go, I don't know. I say, well, does it look like a briefcase? Yeah. Okay, so it's not the record, but we tend to, if it's got an obvious defect, like if it's got 2 labels or it's off center or it literally is, it jumps on our turntable, then of course we'll send it back. But a lot of the time, it's just people have forgotten how to set up turntables. They don't know what the what the weight is at the back.
Are the labels good about taking back returns now? I've
Oh
heard
yeah,
that
yeah.
it's
We
very
yeah we
difficult.
get no. It's very quick. So we'll just basically submit a returns authorization. They will send the paperwork through.
You
We'll
can't
send it
just
off.
return excess product like the old days, Harry.
No, there's nothing. There's very little stuff that's sale or return these days. It's all annoyingly. So the big chains like HMV and FOP, they don't pay for any of their stock, so they get that all on consignment. They only pay for what they sell, whereas obviously we buy it all in. You know, it's hard
I
work.
didn't know
It's
that. I didn't know they were consignment.
yeah. So if you go into HMV, not only are you paying like 10 quid more for something that you're paying 35 quid for something we sell for 25 quid, but they're not even paying for it up front.
Right.
So,
well,
that's just
in the old days. In the old days, and Harry maybe knows this. When records were the only thing, were records and compact disc, or before that, cassettes. I mean, you'd get like a credit thing allotment. You could return product, and you get co-op advertising for either print or radio for big things. You'd have like RCA month or Warner Brothers month, and they would give you tons of product to keep in the stores for that 30-day on sale thing. And then at the end of the month, you returned it, like 90% of it,
Yeah. But that was also because vinyl was ubiquitous and they were making so much
there was
of it.
no option. I mean, streaming, there was no option. If you wanted to
Yeah.
buy music, you had to buy a record or a cassette, more or less,
Yeah.
So you can't compare it to today. Even if we do these price comparisons, a record back then was, $6, $7, and now it's 30. You can't compare it because 90% of your audience was buying vinyl, whereas now it's 2% or whatever,
Is your
Yeah.
physical store mainly jazz, or do you carry all types of music?
Oh,
So we are known for our jazz section. And here's the other thing. So we don't stock public domain gray label stuff. So like Doll, Wax Time. We don't. We only stock Blue Note, Verve, Impulse, Analog Productions, all that kind of. We don't do any cheap. So we don't fill the racks with crap, basically.
Yeah.
And then obviously we do like rock, pop, metal, country,
So if
hip
I
hop.
went into your store, would Alice Cooper be under A or C?
C. What's wrong with you?
It would be
Well,
right
there's
before Harry. It would be right before cunt.
hold on, Harry. Let me get something straight. If you went into a store, he pushes a button and the cops come.
Hey,
we have a button. We have a button like that.
Here's the difference between record stores today and when I was growing up. When I grew up, you could go in a record store with $20 in your pocket and walk out with 5 records. Now they got cameras everywhere.
Man, I wish you walk out. Hold on. Someone asked a question. I think Danny's just a personality that Craig Deans can help promote his records.
Danny's actually a friend.
So I'm wrong again.
Yeah. So I've known Danny now for about 4 years. It's a long distance relationship.
That's about when I met too.
Yeah, and he's just, we're just kind of on the same level or the same page on so many things. And then because he started off actually just as a customer of the shop, and then I offered him a very, I don't do it for everyone, but I said, look, if there's anything that you want shipped from Discogs, get it shipped to the shop and we'll box it in with your orders. And then that's how we kind of, started chatting. And then I dropped him a message. I just went, I think I'm going to become a label. And that's how, that's his involvement. So he gets access to test pressings. So he's kind of listening to stuff way before it's actually released. He's actually got a few now. I'm just about to send him 2 more. But he's very, very knowledgeable, obviously quite a personality, but he's just very knowledgeable and he knows his stuff. So it's nice to have some. I don't have anyone really. I have a few friends who are audiophiles down here, but he's kind of, different level.
Let me ask you this: you know, obviously I go on the forums, like Hoffman forums a lot, and a lot of the British people that who comment on whether it's Rhino Hi-Fi or whether it's Chad Cassim's, some of the American quote audio file releases, intervention, complain that they can't get the stuff there. We know Michael 45 imports some stuff from in Germany. Do you have any access or interest, or is it difficult or not worth the money to get some of those releases and stock them locally?
Yeah, so we can get all of them. We can get all the MoFi, all the AP stuff, Impex through our distributor in the UK.
Okay.
But the problem is that the wholesale price, the dealer price that we buy into the shop is the same as the retail price you pay in the high street.
Something, yeah.
So the Miles Davis UHQR, the 33 or the 45, you know, it wasn't leaving the door for less than 200 quid. So by the time you've paid the margins, the import duty,
So it's really not worth carrying, probably. You'd
have to buy in volume, and of course we just don't have the space to just have, you know, racks and racks. You know, I love what Mike Esposito's done with the In-Groove and how that's just gone stratospheric because of the way he's promoted it and his YouTube channel and the way he engages in his customer. But he also has that one thing that we don't have, and that's square footage. It's very expensive to have retail space in the UK. My tiny shop, which is tiny, it's 30 grand a year in rent before you've even sold a record.
Wouldn't you call it in your country square meterage?
No, square footage.
Okay.
So we've adopted the metric system only so far.
When it's convenient.
Yeah,
Hey,
exactly.
Okay, I have a question.
Hold on.
Right.
Is anyone having the same issues as
No,
Rick's right
everything's
now?
fine for me.
Well, you're on the stream. Is
No.
anyone having these issues?
Other
Rick's,
people are saying yes, they do.
I don't know what to tell you. I'm on my.
I want to hear a Brit.
Hey,
I had commenters. I did a video the other day because I'm reorganizing some records, and I mentioned in my rock section from A to Z, and my question was, why Z? Why not bed or Fred or dead? Why the Z? Someone said it's from the Greek, and okay, because we say Z, we don't say Z. What's your take, and what's your explanation of that, Craig?
Well, you guys just got it all wrong.
Okay, that's probably true, but
Oh, I've lost audio now.
I'm here.
Can you hear me?
The stream is much better now.
Oh, I can. We can hear you. Okay, these Brits, man.
I gotta look at.
They own the world. These Brits. They take over countries. They come and just want to. You know, the Queens.
I can't. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, I can't hear you. Let me see what's going on. Say something.
And we can't see Rob either,
1,
so
2,
that's
3.
cool.
I'm going to show a kaleidoscope of rainbows. That's
a great album, but I can't hear it. So you could be saying anything right now.
Look, okay, look at this. I don't want.
Gently. I'm gonna. Let me go back to internal speakers.
Wow.
I can't hear what you're saying, Maz.
I'm not saying anything. This is records sometimes are a piece of shit. So pay a lot of money. Buy this big piece.
I'm going to jump back in. I'm going to leave and come back in.
Oh, great.
DS audio.
Oh, wait a minute. Here he comes. Shh. Here he comes.
Double record.
Round and round and round. Now, this is the way the morning stream should be.
Yes. Hey, welcome to the Harry and Norm show. I lost my voice there. So, Harry, how is the flooding in your area?
It's not good.
Yeah. What just happened? What happened?
You were gone.
Well, Craig, once you left, Craig lost his audio.
Okay, Craig, come. Oh, let me bring him back on.
He
I
couldn't
thought
hear.
I
Couldn't
went
hear.
out thinking the issues that we're having.
It's always
Hold on.
about you. It's all you. It's always your
There,
issue.
Craig's back. Is
Can
all
you hear
right.
me?
Yeah.
Can you hear us?
Yeah.
We were talking about the differences in language, and then Mazzy started to diss my record.
No,
A to
I was
Z.
saying how beautiful it is.
It
I
is
haven't heard
lovely.
It is. It is lovely. Yeah.
Well, how is the audio right now, people in the peanut gallery?
Oh.
No, again, this is where I think people know us well enough now that I rant every single day on, well, not every single day, on the streams. When I do streams, I'll rant about things I don't like. And so me saying something I think is great is honest. It's truthful. And I can honestly say a music's not for me, but this record sounds amazing. Just so happens that everything that Craig has put out is good to me.
I don't
So-
like bad records. Don't like bad records, and it's important to me because I'm putting my name to it. So I don't want to put out, rubbish. And like I said earlier on, it's kind of, I know it sounds cheesy, but it's kind of from the VC. It's actually from someone that is actually involved in the VC quite passionately. So and I know people will shout out, you're a shill, and that's the economics of it. That's the economics of how it works. I don't have a budget to put an advert in a glossy magazine for something that's a limited run, but I do have people whose opinions I trust, and I send a copy out, no strings attached. You don't have to talk about it. You don't have to talk about it. Melinda doesn't have to talk about it. But what I do say is send me your feedback in an email.
Well, can I help? I can help you out as someone who worked in market research. And I can tell you, you can come up, let's pretend, Craig, you did have a budget to do traditional marketing. It wouldn't be effective.
No.
The number one form,
Record
the number
collection
one determination of success of anything is word of mouth. I mean, I teach this, and what I tell my students is, fortunately, we have examples of the wrong type of people as far as what your opinion matters. Has a circle of 10 friends. They have 10 friends that they communicate with, and when you tell them something is good, they listen to you. That's how it works. And I would even say it's bad money to spend. And that's the reason you see the deterioration of traditional media. And people it's so funny to me when people say mainstream media. Well, most media isn't mainstream because it's so fracturedized now. The number one way to market these days is social media, is getting it in the hands of the people's opinions that matter. Because Craig just said, how many copies did you press?
1,000.
Okay. It's 1,000. You don't need to spend the budget that a traditional marketing would to sell 1,000 records anyway. It's the word of mouth.
And
you telling a friend.
And these days, to be honest with you, paying an ad for a record in a print media is kind of not a smart way to go. I mean, but collectively,
But record collector news excluded.
Yeah, well, not that's okay. Sure, but collectively, like I did a couple of experiments once when I did It's the Music Stupid, where I talked about a record, like a somewhat rare record, but not an expensively rare record, on my It's the Music Stupid. Not a new record, records that are 20, 30, 50 years old. And I go on Discogs and I see there's 20 copies or 40 copies, something that's not a lot, but it might be a $20 to $50 record. And almost every time, if I'm passionate about a record, I look, and within a day of the video dropping, most of those are either sold out or half are sold.
Well, maybe you're a god, Mazzy, but us normal people.
But I'm just saying, collectively, whether it's Rob talking about it, or Melinda, or even Michael.
Well, not even collectively. The best example I can use is on the Jazz Bums. So on a Friday night when someone comes in with a record, that they say is awesome and blah blah blah. We've done the things where we look and it starts selling
Yeah.
out on Discogs.
When
People start buying
I've
it.
had Joe Harley on twice, and once the first time I asked him about 5 records. I asked him ahead of time, pick 5 records, and before I posted the video, I went online and I bought 2 of those records. Literally, by the time the video came out and Joe suggested those records, they sold out on Discogs.
Yeah, but there weren't a lot of them.
No, that's still.
He did. Those were those 2 records that you can't get.
Right.
And if
But
a
they were
record is
sitting there
100,
probably for years on Discogs until
but if a
Joe,
record's $100, it's less likely. We're recommending like cheap heat records that are like $20.
Well, Steve Westman's show when what's his name? Steve Hoffman was on. He mentioned a couple of really good selling records that are cheap. One was a classical record, I think of Peer Gynt, maybe. And I bought it. I went and bought it.
Well, I assume I'm not a homeowner, but a lot of people that I know who are homeowners.
Homeowner. Okay. It
but like typically, if you need a plumber, do you really go look at ads for plumbers, or do you reach out to people and say, recommend me a good plumber? It's word of mouth, 100%. That's how the successful happen.
So the criteria that I have for who I send a record out, because I can't afford to send out 100 copies. Okay, so I have to be very selective about where these copies. Is the channel engaging, and does it have a variety of content? It's not just about jazz, because it's all too easy for people to start criticizing YouTube channel personalities as, sellouts, Gravy Train, shills and everything. But, it's not a question of just putting, turning the camera on, chatting shit about a record for 10 minutes. It takes work. It takes time, a 20-minute video. So Mazzy, you did a great video. And I'm so grateful that you did it, but you didn't just about this, but then you then introduced 5 or 6 records that you felt would complement this record, the Neil Ardley. You did that last earlier on in the year. I discovered 3 records that I'd never heard of on the back of that, on the back of your piece about this, that I immediately went out and bought. And it takes time. You have to edit your videos. You then got to upload them. And then you have to moderate the comments, because there are people out there who are, they lack social skills. So putting up a 20-minute putting up a 20-minute video is not a 20-minute job. Putting up a 20-minute video is 3 to 4 hours.
I'll be honest with you, it doesn't take that much work. But one thing I will say about that, that's a good. I'm glad you brought that up. I totally forgot. I forget like 6 months what I've done 6 months ago specifically. But whenever I do a feature on one record, a record that's maybe not so known, it gets a lot less views than if I do one like make a collection of 5 records and things relate to it. Like I just showed, I did one on the new Impex, the John McLaughlin, right? And if I had done just a feature, I got a good viewing on it, like not massive, but a good viewing. And if I just showed that the new Impex, I talked about my journey in getting into John McLaughlin. So I pulled Miles Davis records, and I pulled some of the fusion records and his acoustic stuff, because I think the story leading up to whatever the record is important. And if and when I show this, not this, it'll be part of something that to me, I think gets more eyeballs on it too. But it also talks about, how we got to this point. And I think that's important. Of course, I have to look certain things up, but, I'm going to read your booklet and I'll read about this. The question I wanted to ask before, I'm getting off topic here, but what I noticed here and here when I got this, and I just recorded something with this is coming out next year. Both these records are half-speed masters. This is at Air Studios. This is at Abbey Road, Miles Shoal. And I know there's a little bit of a controversy, something, and there's a quote online. You can find a Kevin Gray saying how half-speed master is kind of bullshit type of thing. I'm curious what your take is and why do you go in those directions? basically Kevin says, well, you're in this soft material, you're cutting it and you're going so slow. So what's your take on it and why go in that direction? And that's a serious question.
So if you pull out the booklet, Maz, whilst I'll explain. So we're dealing with, in this instance, we're dealing with tapes that are 50 years old, and they've been run a few times. So if you flick through, there's a page it's Miles has actually written a short essay. It's called Miles Breaks It Down. It's on the right hand side, towards the end. So there you go. So Miles actually, for me as a record buyer, not just as a record label, transparency is everything. Okay, so you can see picture of the tape. So this whole process started with the tapes, but in my opinion, we got to the tapes just in the nick of time. There were some issues with the tapes that you could not have done a tape to lathe cut on that particular album. So Miles said, let's do Abbey Road half speed, which there is a digital step in there. But I actually think in this instance, that album is better for having gone through that process.
I'm trying to get Rob to make me smaller. Come on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's better for it. Now I know and Miles knows this himself, and I don't want to talk for him, but Miles knows that he has his fans and he has his non-fans, and there are people that love what he does, and there are people that they have an opinion. But I end of the day, this album, when you hear it and when you listen to the challenges that we had to sort of navigate because of these tapes, this was the only way to do it, to represent what those tapes originally were capable of, because they're amazing tapes.
If I'm reiterating what you said, it sounds like it's a case-by-case basis, because
Always.
He seems to do it on all these, like, Roxy Music things and Brian Ferry and some of the stuff, the Paul McCartney half speeds. I don't like those records. I don't like those things. And obviously those are from digital, because they're not touching the McCartney or Beatles tapes.
You need to get the 45 RPM version, Mazzy.
So the other variable that comes into this is that mastering. There are two types of mastering sessions. There's attended and there's unattended. Now, I will always attend a mastering session, whether it's at Gearbox or at Abbey Road. I have to be there. A, because I love the process, but B, because I'm so familiar with the music, because I've listened to it countless times. I want to make sure that not my bias, but I just want to make sure that what we end up with is how I always imagined it would sound. So I'm not adding a house curve or my own personal bit of seasoning, but there are also mastering sessions that are unattended, where the client has gone, no, you're fine, you do what you do. And I will always be in a mastering session, whether it's at Abbey Road, Gearbox. Gearbox, where we got the first two done and the next three, that's all tape to lathe. We couldn't have done tape to lathe at Gearbox. We would have had to have. We needed that digital intermediary step, but it's for the benefit of the title, not to its detriment.
Okay, so it's, in terms of you and your label, it's a case-by-case basis depending on what you have. Okay.
Yeah, but we're transparent about it.
You're very. But I'm curious about that, because my experience when my show, you see a lot of half cut or half speed masters from Abbey Road come out, and my experience of the ones of the big name titles, I don't like them as much for the most part. There's a couple, like I think there was a Wings, Wings, Wildlife, which I think was excellent. Out of all those McCartney half speeds, to me, that was the best one. Of course, I love that record, but I think he did a great job on that. I don't know if it's just luck of the draw or the tapes were better or whatever situation. I like that, It kind of like the, going to the MoFi DSD thing, people, want to dump on MoFi. They lied, but they lied. And people lying in the record business, like that's, you're getting upset for people in the record business lying, whether they lied or not. There's some excellent sounding MoFi records and there's some terrible sounding MoFi records. Just depends.
they're if someone decides not to buy this record based purely on the fact that there's a digital step in there or where it was mastered, well, that's that. I can't
You
change
can't
their
worry about
mind.
You can't change
And
it.
I'm not going to worry.
I'm not meaning to interrupt, but I bought this record yesterday.
They put the photo on crooked.
Yeah. So yeah, it's not the best cover, but a
think they would've
kick-ass
caught
record. But this was part of the late '80s digital vinyl thing that Universal was doing. So they put it on here that this is from '87, Verve digital mix. It's on translucent vinyl. Seems really funny that when MCA decided to do a reissue campaign in the late '80s, like with the jazz, they were all digital pressings on this really high grade vinyl. But this sounds excellent. If this was a digital recording, sounds kick ass. So, I mean, it's not like
Rob,
we're talking about new things now, right?
I have a question for Rob. Did
Yeah.
you piss off Jim?
Okay. So Jim is the opposite of you here. He takes everything with stride. Jim had major dental work done, and he's just
But maybe he's upset because we're dissing.
So you punched him in the mouth. Is what you're saying.
Listen, a knuckle sandwich is a knuckle sandwich.
Okay.
But
he's probably watching. Hi, Jim.
But he said he was going to have this done. He just had major surgery. That's all. He didn't pull a Harry.
So he's pretty high right now.
So Craig, can I meet you Saturday morning at the cafe across from your shop?
Are you coming over?
No.
Do you live in it? Is tourism big around you, Craig?
It is, especially with Americans.
What time do you open every morning?
During the week, 10 till 5. Closed on Mondays and Tuesdays. We should be 7 days.
Is that 10 to 5 your time or our time?
No,
our time.
Okay, let me ask you this. One last question. I'm not going to promise. But
I'm loving this. Mazzy, I'm loving this. Carry on.
There's not a question limit, dude.
Okay, but I've been bogarting the questions. I've been bogarting the questions to Craig. Christmas week is coming in 2 weeks or a week and a half.
Yeah.
Are you going to be open that Monday and Tuesday Christmas week?
Is that what date is that?
I don't know. It's Christmas week.
He's getting the dig in without getting the dig in.
See,
hang on. I don't get it. What if I miss?
Okay, Christmas is on 25th is a Thursday, so that Monday, Tuesday, the 22nd, 23rd, last minute shoppers. Are you going to be open those 2 days?
Yeah, we're open the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th.
So you will be open but you're usually closed Monday and Tuesday. You're going to open up Christmas week on those days.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
Now, okay, Craig, here's a good question. Here's a scenario question for you. Let's pretend let's pretend an old dude. Hazzy, shut up.
So if I came to your store,
I'm not done yet
Monday,
talking. So let's pretend an old dude on Christmas Eve was visited by 3 ghosts. And then he wakes up in the morning and has to buy records for everybody.
No. Okay. You maybe don't know the history. When I first was about to visit Too Many Records a couple years ago, when the first year they were open, I was in Portland. My son lives down there, and I was going to the stores. And I look on Google Maps for the address, and it has hours, and it says open. So I show up at Too Many Records on the Monday before Christmas, which was a few days before. And I was back in my day in retail. That's a busy week. We would extend hours in the old days on Christmas. We'd hire extra help. It's different now, I know, in record stores. And so it would be open. So I go there. And of course, I show it on video. I had the video of me walking up and the door's locked, closed on Monday before Christmas. And I did that. And the owner of the store was kind of upset when that video posted. I was passive aggressive, I admit it. But it was great visuals. And so, we met later and I patch things up. But
No, it would be crazy to not be open for those two or 3 days before Christmas. And we open, so we close Christmas Day and Boxing Day, we're open right the way through till January the 1st.
Yeah. I mean, retail. I know retail is a different world now, post-pandemic, and records is a different thing. But retail used to always be busy, like the 2 or 3 weeks before Christmas. But that week before Christmas, we had literally. And I remember the record store I worked at. We would have a line of 100 people at the cash register trying to the 2 or 3 days before Christmas. I mean, that was the record heyday. You go to Tower Records on Christmas Eve. Oh my God, it was always packed.
Mazzy,
Yeah,
I think Miss You hit it right on the head. He was open, but he saw you coming.
Well, his loss.
Yeah. Listen. It's good to have enemies and horrible people. That's all I'll have to say.
Rob, question is, are you going to have this stream Christmas morning? It's a Thursday.
Yes.
Yeah, Rob.
Yeah, no. I'll tell you why, yes. Because I'm going to be visiting family, and I'm probably going to want to shoot myself. So, yes.
So what are you going to do?
I thought you were going to say it's because you're
Craig,
Jewish and you don't celebrate Christmas.
Are you going to do it from the bathroom? Are you going to disappear and just say,
usually I have a room to myself, so I'll be doing it from there. But Harry, I've said this. I grew up with a non-Jewish stepfather. We celebrated Christmas growing up. And my siblings have married non-Jewish people. We celebrate Christmas. I celebrate all holidays. You should I'm going to do my live stream on Arbor Day. That'll be crazy.
I think for Trump's birthday, I'm going to go visit a national park.
They're all closed.
No, they're open free for his birthday.
I've just had
and he took away MLK free day.
I will tell you this, Harry. If I get to it, I have, I always do an annual last 5 years, top 10 wankers in music, right? And it's very gets a lot of people liking and expecting it. And for the life of me, this year I couldn't think of 10 wankers. Now they're the same wankers that have always been wankers, but they didn't really do any new wanking this year, as far as I'm concerned.
Are you sure? There's plenty.
What about the top 10
you can bring back
wankers?
Ticketmaster and Morrissey not showing up again, and Roger Waters doing his shit or whatever, and Yee, whatever. But I have a different take on it, and if it works, if it works out the way I plan, I'm not going to spoil it here, but it's the first time I'm ever going to turn off the comments on a video so people cannot comment.
Okay.
I think it might be that controversial.
Mazzy, if you really truly enjoy your wanker video, you have to. There's got to be 5 people that come up.
Well,
here's a
I'm
good
going to do a wanker video, Rob. I'm just saying it, but it's going to be a different take on it.
I mean,
number one
was having
is probably Angelo.
I was having a conversation with my
Number
friend Brad.
2 is Angelo.
For not coming to Seattle when he was in California.
I was having a conversation with my friend Brad about the Kennedy Center honors, the handpicked Trump ones. And he wasn't so much in the Kiss. And I go, I think Kiss deserves it. I mean, Kiss has definitely affected the history of pop culture in America.
Yeah, well, whatever.
Yeah, but I do believe George Strait. I believe he deserves it. I can't think. Wasn't he like one of the first country artists to fill arenas?
Did
like
you see that
gigantic
picture, though?
places?
It looked like Trump brought in the wax museum behind him.
Well, the audience was empty, wasn't
Rob,
it?
do you have a museum?
Me?
Yeah, a wax museum?
Yeah, I have a museum in my bathroom.
Okay.
What the fuck is that about?
Sorry, guys. Charlotte's just told me we've run out of bags, so I've just
really?
Yeah.
The day-to-day operations of a record store.
Yeah. Oh, it's rock and roll. It's South Street. Use this.
Do you do gift wrapping?
Oh God.
Do they still sell those? Remember those gift wrap sleeves you could buy at record stores?
Yeah.
You just put the record in it, seal it, put a
Put a
ribbon on it.
I haven't seen those anywhere.
No, we don't do gift wrapping.
No, but there used to be those sleeves you could buy for.
But if you want to come over, Maz, and be our guest wrapper for the day,
I've heard
don't think
Mazzy
Mazzy
rap.
would
You
be a
don't
good
want to
rapper.
hear it.
I got mocked when I
Mazzy.
show. Mocked when I show a Dr. Dre record.
Hold on. Mazzy can barely package up his records to mail them off to people.
No, I did.
All I'm saying is, hey guys, later today, 11 my time, 11 Pacific, I'm going to do a preview video of the auction. So you can come watch it there.
We'll give you a cookie.
I don't want to set Harry off. I don't want him to get very upset.
Oh man.
What?
what was that?
Harry
You have a
has
parakeet?
someone was stupid enough to give him a like sound effects thing.
Elk boy.
So has anyone got? Okay. I ordered it. I don't know if it's shipped because I got something shipped that could be it. The REM one step, the 2 in the slipcase.
Did what?
When is the
Auction is Saturday at 3 Pacific my time, because Saturday in LA. Although I'm gonna try and get that Pink Floyd record tomorrow morning. But Saturday, Now Again, which is I think a very good reissue label, they're having a big event at their space. They do it like once a month, and they say their whole catalog is for sale there. I'm gonna go there.
Who's helping you out on the night?
Mike might come in with 10 records he wants to auction off, but it'll be mainly me by myself.
This is good too. This is Intervention. They did a good job on this. Now these are 45, but they're short records, so it's exactly the same as the 33. And this is from the Sun tapes. This sounds great, and I have a test pressing of the next year, January, February, whatever, and that is excellent. That even sounds slightly better just because of the recording and Johnny's baritone voice. Great records. They did a nice job. The Stoughton cover, single sleeve cover, but a nice job on the cover. 80% of the songs the Beatles recorded, and you really hear. I hadn't listened to this record in years. You really hear that George Harrison emulates his guitar style in the very beginning. I mean, he takes everything off this record.
He was in the studio when George recorded.
Did Honey Don't Everybody's Trying to Be My Baby.
Yeah.
I don't think I've got anything really to show. Oh, I picked this up actually. I went to a record shop this morning, secondhand shop. I picked up a OG of that.
Oh, what? Huh?
Colon Concert. That's a massive record. Big.
Yeah.
I think that at one point
everywhere here.
That was ECM's biggest selling record for years.
There used to be a box set too, wasn't there?
No, that's Lucene. That's the blue one.
Yeah. Okay.
Different show.
And then I've just got a box of all my take homes. So stuff that somehow finds its way.
Are you selling craft?
No. So geographically, Craig.
Yeah.
In a kind of, I don't know what the UK people consider a reasonable commute, but within a 15 to 20 minute drive from you, how many stores are there? Or commuting? So
15 to 20 minute drive, because we're quite rural. We are literally, there's 3 record stores in town. I'm the only one that does brand new.
That's a lot of records.
Well, they've been there for years. Colin and Harry have got their own shops, and I've been a customer of Colin's for, like I said, 25 years.
We got Harry.
Let him talk, Mazzy.
But then you've got a 15 minute drive won't even get you to the next record shop in the next town.
Okay.
That's going to be a 40-minute drive in either direction. So we've kind of, when I opened up the shop in 2017, we had a HMV in town,
Really?
Yeah, but they went bust. So yeah, we
put them out of business.
No, they did a good enough job on their own.
Craig, my last question.
Are you sure?
No. Have you ever owned a pair of plimsolls?
Yes, at school when I was 8.
Thank you.
Why?
So you probably look sharp. See what I did there?
No,
No, you don't know
Yes,
what I did there?
classical. Yes.
You gotta
I can
look
s-
sharp. Dude.
oh, sorry. Yes. You lost me there for a minute.
Yeah.
I don't think plimsolls. I don't think. Did the kid? Are they called plimsolls now?
I don't know what they are.
The only thing I know of Plimsolls is the band. I don't know.
It's
I
a
don't know
it's
what
a
they
it's
are.
a it's a particular kind of shoe that you would wear for physical education. That's primary school. They'd be slip on, no laces,
Oh, they're
ubiquitous.
called Skechers here.
I love how when I was in London a year and a half ago, I just bought a new pair of my Nikes. I always buy these black Nikes every 4 years, whatever. And I was walking, and some guy, like I was walking in London in near Soho, but
Which brand?
Where the post office tower is. That what's it called? Anyway,
Telecom Tower.
kind of near there, but near Madame Tussauds, but not quite on Shaftesbury or not. Well, not Shaftesbury. What is that? Anyway. Some guy looks like he goes, nice trainers, because we don't call them trainers here.
No, we don't call them Nike either.
We
Nike.
call them like running
call
shoes or something, or workout shoes.
Yeah, trainers. Sneakers.
By the way, the Nike movie is very good.
What Nike movie?
The story about how Nike got Michael Jordan. It's a great movie.
Oh, you mean the Air? It's the Ben Affleck movie. Yeah, that's good.
I'm done with new movies.
Yes, new
no
movies.
One's making anything.
I will say this. I don't know how Craig. I guess Craig feels the same way I do. I feel like going to a movie theater to watch a movie for me is if you worked at a hot dog factory, you would never put one in your mouth. I just feel like I know too much.
What she said.
Right. So at home, like I like that new the new George Clooney movie. I thought that was good, and I'm against making movies about the movie industry. I think that's a horrible idea. That was a good, nice movie. So
I am going Sunday to see in a theater because for 4.5 hours I'm seeing the re-edit of the Kill Bill 2 movies together.
That's 4.5 hours, Mazzy.
Yeah, I just
said a giant drink.
I love.
The problem is I can't watch a movie subjectively.
Yeah,
I can't watch a movie and buy completely into it because something will always have me asking, or I know how they did that. Why did they do that? They shouldn't have done that. Why am I wasting? So if you look at my movie history that I watch now, I am going back to sort of early 70s, so like the Paramount Gulf Western era, so Conversation, Godfather, Serpico. I'm getting more enjoyment out of those. I love working on them, so I'm about the film that I just finished that comes out next year. I'm really excited to see it because the person doing it was really into it, and that means a lot. But there's just so much content now. There's just so many. This whole Netflix Warner Brothers thing. It's just going to be. I think cinema, as in going to the cinema, to your local flea pit. It's a matter of when now, not if.
Well,
have you seen Last Picture Show?
60 years ago.
Hold on.
50 years ago.
Let's stay from
the 70s.
Let's stay on topic. So, Craig, I've always been a fan of shitty movies because I know nothing I did went into them. I'm a big fan of like straight to video 80s movies.
Me too.
And during the pandemic, I was part of a group where we would watch bad movies and do Mystery Science Theater comments to them online. We did that, but some of my favorite movies are movies like that. I connect with them better. And I know, like you, I watch a movie that same exact way. But there's,
the competition now, there's great TV series and there's great movies on television made. So that's a great thing. But I do get a little kind of tired when the same people, and no offense to anybody here that says there's no good music coming out, there's no good movie. There's a lot of great movies. You just have, it's not in the mega play. I think one of the best movies this year was fantastic is One Battle After Another, the P.T. Anderson.
Yeah, but that kind of failed at the box office. But
it ended up doing good. I mean, it's his biggest film.
Well, can I give you a reality thing? around the world in an organized, professional way. There's like 3,000 movies made. Think about that. Around the world in a professional way where they have a budget and just professionally sort of making a movie. It's a huge, there are no good movies in there is silly.
There's a
There
lot
are
of
plenty of
movies.
good, historically, there are plenty of good movies made. Problem, and here's a term I do not like when people describe movies. It's underrated. And I would comment on when young people will go, here's another underrated movie. And I go, it's not an underrated movie. When it came out, it was rated. People liked it. It's just been 30 years since then, and you weren't born yet, you know? So I believe there are still good movies being made. It just doesn't make sense. It's how you find them and how you have access to them. Because right now there's a movie that was never sold. Like it went through the festival circuit. It's a horror movie, a small horror movie, and right now you couldn't see it because no one picked it up. So right now there's a brand new streaming service, but you have to pay like $20 to see it. You could see it, and it goes back to word of mouth. They don't have a marketing budget. It's people you trust telling you it's a good movie. You should go watch it. So.
Well,
Yeah, I've worked on some movies where I hear myself saying yes to them, you know, and immediately I'm like, why did I agree to do this? I do it because it pays for the label. That's the only reason why I do it. But occasionally a film comes up where I'm like, I'm so glad I'm on this. I really hope it does well. But there's a rule of thumb with me particularly, and that is the more enjoyable the shoot and the more enjoyable it is to work on the film, the bigger the chance it is it's going to flop at the box office. And the more horrific the shoot is, or the more challenging, or the more spiteful, that's the one that will just do great business and encourage them to make more. So it's, you know,
well,
the films that I'm most happy with that I've worked on are the ones that have actually bombed, and I love that.
Well, and I can tell you, a great testing movie will not be a hit, and a horribly testing movie could be a hit. It's in the how they market it. Someone was talking about marketing budgets. The way movies work is they'll spend 80% of their marketing budget up to the release of a film. So a studio can open a movie, give enough, make you aware of it, that the opening weekend it can open. The second weekend is word of mouth. And based on us doing exit poll surveys, they gauge the word of mouth, and they might spend the remainder of the marketing budget to promote it. But that's how my experience in marketing movies works, and how the theory is.
But Jaws and Star Wars, they succeeded on word of mouth. They only opened up in a handful of screens.
But that was a different time. That's when a major release was tiered, where they would open it up in select cities, and then based on the response, they would open it wider.
You know,
the problem they had with Star Wars, the problem Star Wars had is they didn't open it on a lot of screens, but then the response was big, and like 2 other movies got squashed. They took them out of theaters. There's a really good Ralph Bakshi movie called Wizards that came out, and it was getting good notoriety. They took it out of the theaters to put Star Wars in theaters.
There's a lot of great genre movies right now that I think two of the best movies this year are Weapons and Sinners.
Yeah, but they made money. Both those movies.
I don't care about if they make money. Enough Nouveau. What's the French film? Richard Linklater's film Nouveau something. It's based on the early
musician.
New Wave. No, the Linklater, the filmmaker, Richard Linklater.
How many films now are made really just to go straight to streaming?
No movies. Well, the streaming services, Prime and Netflix, their distribution system is digital, so they make their movies. It really depends on their contractual obligations with the filmmakers. Like the George Clooney movie, they got a week release before it went on to streaming. So it's really methodology. But to speak to Craig's point, here's my prediction. If this Warner Brothers Netflix merger goes through, I believe the media companies will purchase movie theaters like the old time. It'll go back to the 30s and 40s where the studios own the movie theaters. I think that will probably happen. It already happened. Sony owns a chain in the US called the Cinema and Draft House chain. They own that. So I think that's kind of what's going to happen. But that's, we'll see.
You know, the Springsteen movie wasn't very good as far as I'm concerned. I kind of liked it because I'm a Springsteen guy, but the movie itself, it wasn't as great.
Well, it wasn't a feel-good movie, and
I don't care about feel good. I mean,
well,
but I mean, people expect that, I think, and it was not.
Here's a thing to think about: moviegoers don't go to movies based on subject matter. So I've had people go, "Well, let's make a Springsteen movie. He's a huge star, has a huge fan base. If we can get them to come to the theater," that's not how it works.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
people that go to the movies go watch a movie regardless of the subject matter.
How many
they
people
want to go to the movies?
Neil Diamond movie.
Well, I mean, it's not, but technically,
it's not a Neil Diamond, though.
It's not a Neil Diamond movie. No,
it's about a guy who did a Neil Diamond cover. It's a true story.
He's a Neil Diamond.
It's a feel-good movie. It's a feel-good movie.
What film's that? What film's that?
It's Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman. It's from the director. It's the director who did Hustle and Flow and Black Snake Moan. And it's a good and critically and well received by audiences.
I got
now I'm
interested
in it.
I got two words for you. Sisu 2, the best movie of the year, possibly.
I loved Sisu. But then so there was a comment in the comments earlier on saying TV's much better. Maz, you're doing something that I'm actually also doing at the moment. I'm on just coming to the end of season 5 of Homeland, which is I've watched it already before. There's a couple of shows that I will watch on a sort of 3-year cycle: Sopranos, Homeland, and not Narcos. What was the other one with the drug guys? The Wire, Dominic West. I will watch those once every 3 or 4 years. So at the moment, it's great.
When I lived in San Francisco, I just started watching it. I had Showtime. I haven't had Showtime since, and now it's on Netflix. And so I only watched it up to season 5. The last 2 weeks, I watched 6, 7, and 8. I finally finished it, and I fucking loved it. And I mean, you could joke about her quivering lips and her bipolar thing. Saturday Night Live did a great parody on it, but
she's great.
I was so satisfied. I won't spoil it. I was so satisfied with the ending of that show.
She's great. I think she deserves a lot more credit. I think the guy that plays Saul Berenson, the guy that killed Mozart, they're all it's just a top cast.
Well, Mandy Patinkin plays Saul.
That's it. Yeah.
And then
I think the last
Broadway's he originated the main singing part in Evita on Broadway.
The last season of Homeland was shot at my alma mater, so look out for it.
The new Dexter is even good. The rebirth of Dexter I watched that at Michelle's, and I love that. So there is a lot of great stuff. You know, the new Claire Danes, it's like a 6 or 8 part thing with the guy from Americans. Reese, that's a good show too.
The Americans was a good show.
Yeah. Oh, Americans was great.
Yeah.
The only thing I would say about that show that she's just done, the beast inside me.
The Beast in Me.
The Beast in Me is, I thought that the character, there wasn't that much difference between her Carrie Matheson character. They were two very similar characters.
She played bipolar again. It's the same creator too of Homeland.
Yeah.
Too, so.
But she's good at it. She's good at it.
Yeah. She needs to now spread out and do something different, I think. Little Women 2 or something, you know.
Hey, Dan B, go take a long walk off a long pier.
You know, people always complain about the movie theaters. We're lucky here. I go to Bellevue usually, even if it's across the bridge, because they have the 21-year or older cinema, and it's not stripped naked shit. It's basically they come to your seat, they serve alcohol, so you don't have kids running around. You have people on their phones. They're great seats. They're recliners. You can have a cocktail. It's a civilized way of watching a movie. It's a little more money, but you get a senior discount if you're old. But
why do you get to drink in a theater, but I can't smoke a joint?
No, you can't. You can't smoke anything in a theater. But I usually all summer I went to a movie a week in a movie theater. Now it's every 2 or 3 weeks or so. But I like to see a movie. The problem now is if you don't see it the first, or maybe if you're lucky the second weekend, it's gone.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that's what I
I'm,
meant. I mean, it seems like they go right to
Well,
streaming. They're in the movie
and I'll
theater
tell
for a
you,
week.
I'll tell you this: movie theaters are a separate business than the making of movies. What they have done over the last 30 years it has caused the problem with movie theaters. Typically, a good movie theater would have 5 or 6 screens. When they built multiplexes, it kind of made a situation where theaters are empty because it doesn't justify the amount of movies that come out and people want to see. Those multiplexes only make money on their 4 biggest houses.
Don't they make more money on concessions than they do on the film?
Yeah, typically it's a 60-40 split with the studio and a theater. Should 50-50, it kind of tiers. But
what
yes.
what was the first movie that you tested, Rob?
Jesus Christ. Okay, this is a horrible movie.
I haven't seen that movie.
Yeah. The Rodney Dangerfield made a movie called Meet Wally Sparks. It was a horrible movie. It's where he's playing like a Jerry Springer type of guy.
I'm going to acknowledge I love too, but it's a slow burn, really slow burn, but it's really kind of good and kind of it makes you think. It's pluribus. And it's not for everybody, and it's amazing it's doing so. Apple doesn't have to placate everyone, which is great about Apple. It's almost like a close-knit thing. Like I remember, what's the show Severance? I tried to watch Severance for about 3 years. Okay, I kept watching episode 1 and half of episode 2. I couldn't get through Severance. Finally, about 3 months ago, I watched all 3 seasons of it, and I fucking loved it. But it took me a while to get into, getting past the second episode of Severance, and now I think it's amazing.
Okay,
but isn't it? Sorry, Rob. Isn't it nuts though that the 3 biggest players now in that sphere? One is a phone manufacturer, the other one is a bookshop that started in a guy's garage, and the other one is a DVD rental place that you had to mail your DVDs back. And within 20 years, they are now the 3 biggest players in that
Apple
sphere.
has always been. I mean, look at when.
Well, when
Apple got sued by the Beatles when they went into music.
All right, Mazzy's splaining over. Here, let me tell you again. People don't like this. Content is king. So here's the reason Paramount wants Warner Brothers. Paramount was good. Their library was kind of gutted because they bought DreamWorks and stuff, and it got sold off and stuff like that. Everyone wants Warner Brothers because their library of films. Content is king. Paramount wants it. Netflix wants it. The more beneficial relationship will be Netflix, not Paramount, because Paramount has an infrastructure, but they're creatively weak. Warner Brothers is creatively strong. They have the stable of filmmakers and all that stuff. That's why Universal, they're strong as shit. Because they're on like an over 20-year run of creative, having relationships with the filmmakers and all that stuff. And what Netflix doesn't have is a theatrical distribution set up worldwide. That's what Warner Brothers has. So that is the benefit to them. And let's be real. Netflix has a creative problem. Their strongest relationship that has benefited them is with Adam Sandler. Not everyone Adam Sandler's for 13-year-old boys.
Yeah.
So that's the way to look at it. It's that Warner Brothers library. And the reason Amazon, you know what they did? They bought one of the bigger libraries around, MGM. So Amazon
Paramount's
is kind of
win because of Kushner. That's the bottom line.
I don't know the legality of it.
Well, the politics is getting involved.
But if Paramount wants to be a player in the streaming right now, they're weak, and that benefits them. But that library will bring. Here's a thing to really look at it.
Money behind them.
Craig talked about this earlier. I want to get 10 titles. If you're a movie producer, you're as good as the stable of films you have. And if you're a distributor, you want because here's what happens. Every 7 years, your titles come up for streaming rights or whatever, distribution rights. And usually, like streaming services will sign a 5 or 7 year deal to be able to stream your content. And then you have strength that way. That's content is king. I'll say that too. Word of mouth and content is king.
I tell you what's king is I'm still a big believer in physical media for my movies.
Yeah.
Because I don't like the fact that I can buy something on Apple and then suddenly it's not there.
Right.
So I've still got my laser discs. I've still got my
Yeah.
laser discs and my DVDs and my
You
Blu-rays.
know, last night, all for about 7 hours yesterday, my internet was down because of the storm. I had electricity, so I like to watch a movie every night when I can, and I go on and I stream it. Even if I have a pretty big DVD collection, and so last night I went to pick a movie that in the last 2 weeks I watched 2 David Fincher films. I watched Zodiac, which I love. Except with Zodiac, I feel the end falls apart. But that's the story because there's no real resolution in that story. So,
well, I tested Zodiac. I could tell you about that.
I love the movie, but at the last third or last quarter, I don't love. But last night, I watched one of my favorite David Fincher movies from 10 years ago or so, 8 years ago, Gone Girl. And I just realized I have a DVD of that Blu-ray and how great that movie is. And how beautiful Rosamund Pike is photographed in that movie and the change in her character throughout. Talk about a psychopath in a way. I think Gone Girl is a perfect movie, even with Ben Affleck in it. The whole
There's
cast
something about her that's just totally hot. I don't know
yeah,
what it is.
but and the way at the very beginning
She's hot.
There's
She's
a close-up of her face in the beginning, and she's on a pillow and lifts up her head, and it kind of ends it too. It's such a good movie, and I've probably seen that movie 5 times now, and I didn't plan on watching it, but I'm a big David Fincher fan, and I just think that is one of his best movies. I think it's a better movie than Zodiac. I love that he gets the dark side of serial killers. Even in the Netflix show he did.
But here's the problem why. So we tested it, and he
Zodiac?
has final cut.
You're talking about Zodiac.
Yes, he has final cut, so they have to release whatever version they give him.
Yeah, well, that came about because of Alien 3, because he didn't have final cut on Alien 3. But
right. That was
Alien.
his first major film.
Okay. If anyone remembers the magazine premiere in the U.S.,
yeah,
and you can go find it online. One of the best articles they ever wrote was like the historic of Alien 3, and it's hysterical how it began. There's a New Zealand filmmaker, Vincent Ward, and I don't know what happened to him, but he made that the Navigator movie. Craig, you remember that movie, The Navigator, where the medieval people come through a portal into modern time?
Oh, yeah, that was a French film originally called Les Visiteurs with Jean Reno.
Right. So they brought him in to do Alien 3, and he concocted a story where her spaceship landed on a planet made of wood and inhabited by monks. And he got fired. He got fired off the movie, and that's sort of what Alien 3 turned into, a prison planet or a prison thing. But it's a great article. People should read it.
Well, David, most people, I don't know if they know it, David Fincher got busy doing all the big music videos. And
right, that's how he started.
He was and he had that great cut and a great thing. But I like The Game too. The Game is the most far-fetched thing, filmed in San Francisco with Sean Penn and Michael Douglas. But it's a great, fun film, and it's totally. You can't even follow it for the truthism, but you have to let yourself go and enjoy the game.
All right, the stream's about to end. Is anything, and Craig has to go to the bathroom or shopping or something.
Can Mazzy get one last question in?
Yeah, one last question.
Okay. When are you going to finally change and have analog November or December records? Why October?
Okay. So we have customers come into the shop and they'll be like, why is it analog October? It's July. And it's so basically analog October started years and years ago, I was working on a film, and I decided that the intrusion of WhatsApp chats and stuff was just getting too much. So I basically decided to go completely analog for a whole month, and that month was going to be October. So cassettes, vinyl, no streaming, no digital, no nothing, and I'm still doing it. So that was the name.
Well, thank you. Go Google Analog October. If you don't
Mazzy's
know
going to
it.
open his store called Digital February.
Enjoy that, Mazzy. I've signed it for you. You're all good. And
it's only open on February 29th.
Yeah, once every 4 years. Enjoy it. Send me your thoughts. Let me know what you think of it.
Oh, Trish Somerville is great in the game. Yeah. She had a moment there. Yeah.
All right.
Panic Room wasn't great. Sorry, Matt.
I like, it's funny. The first time I saw Panic Room, I didn't like it. But then I saw it again. I have that on DVD as well. And I watched it a few times. And I just love, what's the country artist who plays the bad
Dwight
guy?
Yoakam.
Dwight Yoakam. And I liked it better. A young Kristen vampire girl, whatever.
Stewart.
Yeah,
Kristen
Kristen
Stewart.
Kristen Stewart as a child.
I
like
like Jim is back tomorrow.
the darkness of that film in that house. I love the way it's shot.
Angelo. Yeah, I'm going to end the stream because I got to get ready to do my preview video in a couple hours.
Oh,
so
yeah, it's going to take you forever to prep that.
No.
I'm selling this record. I'm selling this record.
You're not selling that record.
No, I'm not.
Listen, everyone
I
try
1 year before I sell any promo.
Mazzy, shut the fuck up. Yes, Harry.
If you can get any way you can get an extra copy of that Pink Floyd tomorrow, I really do want one. I don't know if you can, but
I don't know if I'll be able. I don't know if I'll be able to get a copy.
Yeah.
Why don't you go to the pop-up in Tacoma?
There isn't one, is there?
Oh, I don't know. Probably not.
Come back Tuesday. Angelo, please be available next Tuesday. Come up. You're free, but you're free to come up anytime you want. All right, everyone. Thanks
Fight Club.
You can leave anytime you want to.
Mazzy is going to get a check from
David Fincher.
David Fincher. Thanks, Craig, for coming up. Everyone, go get Craig's record, please. All right. Bye.